All right, happy Friday, everyone. Today we have a few things to talk about. We'll be talking about Trump and Elon's lies being exposed regarding the funding of U.S. aid. And we also have a case where a Massachusetts judge blocked Trump's whole federal worker buyout. So, yeah, I will be talking about those today, but first we are going to start with a little snippet from Trump speaking at the National Prayer Breakfast. And as we're going to see here, he talks about the midair collision we had back the other week, where he had the Black Hawk military helicopter colliding with a civilian passenger jet. So he's going to kind of describe that. He gets a little weird here. Like he says, like almost describes it like they're in space. He's just talking about like the air, and he'll kind of go on to a little rant about, not rant, but just about golf. And you'll see, it's not as bad as I've seen other lefties make it. I understand it all. But anyways, let's listen.
Make the most out of every single day that we have. Who would think that you're in space and two things collide? The odds of that happening are so small, even without proper control. We should have had the proper control. We should have had better equipment. We don't. We have obsolete equipment. They were understaffed for whatever reason. I guess the helicopter was high, and we'll find out exactly what happened. But the odds, even if you had nothing, if you had nobody, the odds of that happening are extremely small. It's like, did you ever see, you go to a driving range in golf and you're hitting balls, hundreds of balls, thousands of hours. I never see a ball hit another ball. Balls going up all over the place. You never see them hit. It was amazing that that could happen. There was a lot of mistakes made, and it should have never happened. But regardless of that, it's amazing that it happened. And I think that's going to be used for good. I think what is going to happen is we're all going to sit down and do a great computerized system for our control towers, brand new, not pieced together, obsolete like it is land-based, trying to hook up a land-based system to a satellite system. And the first thing that some experts told me when this happened is, you can't hook up land to satellites, and you can't hook up satellites to land. It doesn't work. We spent billions and billions of dollars trying to renovate an old broken system instead of just saying, cut it loose, and let's spend less money and build a great system done by 2 or 3 companies, very good companies, specialists, that's all it is. They used 39 companies. That means that 39 different hookups have to happen. And I don't know how many people of you are good in terms of all of the kind of things necessary for that, and it's very complex stuff. But when you have 39 different companies working on hooking up, different cities had different people, you need one company with one set of equipment. And there are some countries that have unbelievable air controller systems, and bells would have gone off when that helicopter literally even hit the same height, because it traveled a long distance before it hit. It was just wouldn't stop. It was, follow the line. But bells and whistles would have gone off. They have them where it actually could virtually turn the thing around. It would have just never happened if we had the right equipment. And one of the things that's going to be, I'm going to be speaking to John and to Mike and to Chuck and to everybody. We have to get together and just, as a single bill, just pass where we get the best control system. When I land in my plane.
And he just kind of goes on to talk about landing in his plane and the different systems they use. So I don't care if you support Trump or not. Obviously, I don't. Watch my other videos. I promise you I don't. But I'm going to call a spade a spade. He's correct. He's 100% correct. He calls out a very valid issue, is that our air traffic controller or just control situation is extremely outdated and very lacking compared to other countries. I mean, it's the same thing for just our general infrastructure as a company, like or as a company, as a country. Like a lot of countries have in Asia have high speed rail. We don't have fucking shit. So like our infrastructure is lacking. We're far behind. So he's right. We're outdated and we need to change it. Some people were giving him shit about kind of going off into a tangent about the golf and driving range. I golf. I go to driving ranges. I get what he's saying. Like you have a bunch of people there. You're all hitting balls and yeah, it's just they are going everywhere. And I think I can only recall like once that they collided. But anyways, I'm acting like him. I get it. He went off into a little rant. He does it. Everyone does it. Okay, like Kamala did it. Biden tried to do it. It's fine. Not a big deal. This is like the most fucking. This is like one of those rare moments where I can see how people connect with Trump. Because in this, what he's talking about here, he comes off as very genuine, and I that's when I see the appeal. But then I see the policies he lays out, and I'm just like, all right, do a little bit of research. All right. So he talked about getting like replacing it with a computer based system. I hope that doesn't mean like AI or anything. I think we would need like AI models being trained on that for at least a decade or something. But in the future, I think it'd be a bit naive or just dumb to think that couldn't be a viable option. But that's way far away. And he sounds like a progressive here, or like I'm not making a comparison at all here. Like actually the opposite. This is just bad timing of where I'm transitioning. But he sounds like a fucking communist here. Like we have 39 companies. We need to only have two or three, or we just need one system. So the government will seize the means of production. But I completely agree. We should not have that many different systems. And it's fun. It's just weird to hear Trump describe it how he did because that is like a very left or democratic principle where you're kind of making things more level, like consolidate across the board. Like Republicans are big on states' rights, so they like to have all these different systems and whatever fits that area the best. So it's interesting to see how he frames it. And if he's being serious about doing that, man, sign me up. I think that is a great idea. We definitely need an overhaul in that regard. So let's hope he does it. And if he does, I'll support it. Not I won't support him, but I will support that and I will acknowledge it as a good act. Now, I don't know what his sudden genuine interest in it seems to be if he does pursue this, just when you compare it to all of his other policies and just other things he's been focused on. I don't know if it's like almost self-interest, like shit, man. I fly a lot. Whether I'm president or not, I'm always in the air, like, and I'm flying around with all these fucking outdated fucking systems. Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe he's excited to hand out some contracts to his buddies, but he mentioned there other countries have much better systems than us. I believe Canada, um, Britain, they have like kind of a mix between private and government owned like air traffic control. I think the government kind of oversees a couple private companies that handle it, so it's a shared partnership, and I think that would be totally okay in this case. This isn't something that my inner lefty is going to be like, no, big government, government, government. I think this should be something that, as long as it's oversighted by the government, still government in a way, but having like one to two to three companies with one singular system is much, much more favorable than what we have now. But yeah, man, he just seemed genuine in that. And that's the moments where I think a lot of people connect with him, where they can't connect with a lot of Democratic politicians and pretty much most politicians. Like, he sounds human, all right? And people like that. And unfortunately, people like that to the point where they will ignore all the other horrible things he's done. And yeah, but I just wish we could like have this kind of Trump like ready to work together, sit down, pass a singular bill in his words, like have that kind of effort and focus for things like that really matter. Could you imagine him doing this for like healthcare? Our healthcare is so terrible. We spend billions and billions to try to prop it up. We have all these different companies, insurance, and we need to cut that down to like two, three, maybe just one. It's just the government. Like the government should just do insurance for everyone. That'd be great. And we could save trillions. Trillions, they tell me. Like, could you imagine? At that point I might become a Trump supporter, but that's not the world we live in, unfortunately. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.